A few other things happened this week that I wanted to get your take on. I want to start with Giannis, who continues to be the big story that's out there. The Milwaukee Bucks made some moves over the last couple of weeks. They get Miles Turner. It's kind of an upgrade for them in that front court. They may not be done. John Horst still wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, looking to continue to upgrade that roster. But we still haven't heard from Giannis on anything. Well, that changed sort of this week. Giannis was hanging out in Florida with IShowSpeed. I don't know how that happens. I guess everyone wants to be on the stream.
7 million Instagram followers, and that doesn't even count Twitch and YouTube and all the stuff. So, by the way, that conversation was seen by more people than if he had gone on ESPN. I'm not kidding.
Easily, of course. I mean, the audience for these guys is massive, and IShowSpeed's been incorporating himself into the sports world early and often in his streaming life. But here's what Giannis had to say in I don't even want to call it an interview. in part of his extended hang with IShowSpeed.
LA, the tax is bad. New York, tax is bad.
Yeah.
Hell no.
A lot of people tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff.
Oh, no. So you staying in Milwaukee?
Probably. We'll see. See. Probably. I love Milwaukee.
All right, so Rachel, what do you make of probably? We'll see. What do you make of that answer from Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Look, I mean, you and I have been having this conversation for 2 months, right? Should the Bucks be proactive in moving him? Should Giannis want out? I am not remotely surprised to be hearing what I am currently hearing from Giannis Antetokounmpo, because the entire time I have said that I thought the Bucks should want him to stay, and that for Giannis, it would have to be the right situation for him to ask out. And when I say the right situation, I mean he would have to, have enough determination over where he's going, which I do not think he does right now. I think that right now the Bucks control enough of his future, and they know that if he asked for or forced to trade, that they would have to use this to get everything they could for him, right? This is it. This is the lottery ticket of getting out of this deal. And so I don't think he'd have control necessarily of where he would go. I don't think the team that he got to would necessarily be equipped enough once they made the trade for him to make a real run at a championship, which is the only reason to leave. And I think he genuinely likes being in that community. As much as being in Milwaukee did not sit well with Damian Lillard, and we saw him have trouble being away from his family and with the winter and the temperature and all the other things, Giannis loves it there, and they love him. And there is value in that. Winning is incredible. He's an amazingly competitive guy. He wants to win. I am not saying that he's like, winning, who needs it? But I do think that he is one of the most cerebral players in the NBA right now. He understands things on many levels. Listen to his press conference interviews. Listen to the interview he gave after Tyrese Halliburton's father talked, quote, am I using quotes? Talk to him. He is very good at cutting through layers of meaning of things. And he understands there is meaning in being who he is in Milwaukee. He understands being in the East right now is an advantageous position. And I think you will see him on that roster at the beginning of the year. I just don't have any doubt at this point.
I think it's certainly trending in that direction. And the Bucks, as you noted, have no intention of trading Giannis unless he asks to be traded, puts them in that position. And look, they to their credit, man, to ownership's credit, to John Horst's credit, like they're eating the largest contract anyone's ever eaten. Like they're going to pay out $100+ million over the next 5 years for Damian Lillard not to play for them to play for somebody else, probably play for a competitor, come postseason 2027. So I give him credit for creativity. Miles Turner, I think, is an upgrade over Brook Lopez. He's younger. As much as he gets beat up for what happened in the conference finals and the finals, not playing well statistically, he still is a big reason they got there. Look at his numbers against Cleveland in the second round. They were outstanding. So
100%. I actually thought the Lillard thing was the best for everyone. I really did, because it did give him the flexibility. Now, I think that you just don't know what Damian Lillard is going to be when he recovers. He is older. We don't know. We haven't seen this from him. I think the uncertainty hanging over the team, I think, would have just affected everything going forward. And I also think it's best for Damian Lillard. I think he's still going to get paid, right? He's still going to get his money, but now he gets to pick where he's going to play and where he feels he can best recover, where he emotionally can flourish. I just, I think it was a very brave but smart move.
Yeah, I think so too. I think for everybody, not to say it couldn't work in Milwaukee if he was healthy. They never really had that opportunity where both those guys were fully healthy and able to go on the kind of run that they envisioned going on. But given the circumstances, I think it is best for both worlds. Dame gets his money and can finally pick where he wants to go and where he wants to play in the twilight of his career. And the Bucks were able to do something like they did with Miles Turner. I don't think anything that's happened or anything we've heard Giannis say guarantees anything beyond the start of next season, right? Like I think we've gotten the Bucks maybe to October, and then they've got to go from there. I mean, look, I just pulled up the depth chart Milwaukee has right now. Like their starting backcourt, it's not Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent Jr., Kyle Kuzma on the wing. Backups right now: Ryan Rollins, AJ Green, Gary Harris. Taurean Prince is still in that mix. They've got Andre Jackson. I mean, it's not that's not a championship mix. They've got a championship superstar. They've got a second guy in Turner that has proven he can be a contributor to a finals team, a big contributor to a finals team. But you're not winning anything. You're not winning anything with that perimeter combination. You're going to get eaten alive, even by a weaker Eastern Conference, by its guards, its perimeter play. They've got to do one more thing, and I just can't. I don't know how they get there. Like I never would have really envisioned how they got Miles Turner. So I guess there's a level of creativity above mine in the Milwaukee Bucks office. But I don't know. Do you see the pathway for them to find that high level all-star-ish guard that I think they have to compete for a conference title?
I don't right now, but I do think that as time passes, I mean, we have been surprised by many things and transactions that have gone on in this league over the past year alone. And I think, being able to kick the ball forward when you say, okay, this gets them to October, that's better off than a lot of people thought they were going to be at the end of April, right? So that's 6 months. They have bought themselves 6 more months. Can they buy themselves another 6 months until the trade deadline? I mean, I just think that my math isn't quite there, 5 months, 4 months, whatever it is. I think that getting to move the ball forward with Giannis on your team is a win for the Bucks every time that they do it. And they will just have to keep seeing. Look, it could be that before they get to the trade deadline, Giannis sort of looks around and he's like, you know what? This is actually pretty depressing. I do want to leave. I didn't think I wanted to this summer, but now I do. Deal me. It could be that his usage rate is so high that he is the leading candidate for MVP again and that he loves it. I mean, I just don't know what the circumstance of his temperament is going to be in February. I don't know what other opportunities they are or aren't going to have. But I think if you're the Bucks, you go for every inch you can as you get it, and you just wait and see. Because the truth is, with Giannis on your team, you are a better organization than even if you make some great trades and he's not on your team, because he is such a center of why people come to those games. And if you lose that, it is going to take a very long time to get it back. Just look at the difference, the number of years we have between Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being there and Giannis Antetokounmpo being there. It can be decades.
Well, that's where you kind of lose me, though. You kind of lose me on the care. I think you're right.
You're a Boston fan. You don't know what it's like for the rest of us.
Okay, fine, but it's doable though. Like I watched the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team not in a market that's not. It's not like it's better than Milwaukee's. I watched the Oklahoma City Thunder twice put together finals teams, a championship team this year.
Yes, some teams do it. I'm not talking about big market, small market. You're in Boston versus Milwaukee or Oklahoma City. There are some teams and organizations that have been able to do this. Some of it's luck. By the way, Sam Presti is a genius. I think he deserves all of the credit he's getting. He's done a tremendous job. He's been being in the right place at the right time means being prepared to be in that place and knowing how to maneuver things. But the fact that Kawhi Leonard told the Clippers he wouldn't sign without Paul George, and therefore Sam was able to make this tremendous trade for Paul George because the Clippers basically said, great, we're trading for Kawhi and Paul George, that he was able to get the return of 2 elite players for 1 elite player. That's not great maneuvering on his part. That's because Kawhi Leonard woke up and decided that's what he wanted. Sometimes lightning strikes in places, and that's incredible. And Sam Presti is smart enough to be able to take advantage of that in a way that we haven't seen in this league in a while. He is brilliant. However, you can't count on that. And so if you are the Milwaukee Bucks in specific, It has been decades since you had a player like this. And the idea that you're just going to snap another one up in the next few years, it's just, there's no track record for that.
Okay. But to me, the Thunder,
You hold
they
on to
didn't
him
win a
as long
champion.
as you
They
can
didn't
hold
win
on to him.
They didn't win a championship this year because of Shea Gildas. They didn't win a championship because of that trade. They didn't win a championship because they bottomed out and got Chet Holmgren. They won a championship because they were smart and drafted Jalen Williams 12th overall in 2022. Yes. Like they are very good at drafting. And if you are good at drafting, then you can identify someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo taken in the middle of the first round in his draft year. And you see, not to go too far askew here, but like the reason the Bucks are in this position is because their drafts haven't been very good. Like they've traded away some of their draft picks, but the guys that they've drafted have not turned out to be the kind of rotation players you need them to be. I'm not talking about identifying a Jalen Williams who is
Chris,
still.
You keep making my argument, right? You're telling me that this front office can't replace him.
They can. Well,
if they
maybe.
get a package of picks, they're not going to draft another one of him.
I'm just saying they
So
haven't at
hold
this
on to
point.
him.
They haven't. They have. Till when? Like this is my point. Like till when? Forever?
Forever.
Until he's like 36? Do you want to see him like Dirk at the end?
First of all, if you ask people in Dallas if they are happy with the way the things ended with Dirk, they would say yes. If you ask people in LA, are they happy that Kobe Bryant stuck around in LA and that the Lakers gave him that contract that obviously was not for current performance, but was for past performance? They will say yes.
Oh, they're happy now
Teams
because
and
they
cities
won a championship
want-
already.
Chris, teams and cities who fall in love with players who stick with them for decades, who are elite players, Giannis, Dirk, Kobe, they want those guys to stay. And the fact that they don't get championships late in their careers, but they did stick around and you could bring your kids to see them, matters. It just does. It matters to people. And you who are from Championship Central, I understand you'll just be like, well, another one's coming in a few years anyway. But for most teams in most markets, it doesn't work that way.
I think you got to have faith that the people in charge can rebuild the right way. And if you can get the kind of package that Oklahoma City got for Paul George and the kind of package that they got to a lesser degree for Russell Westbrook, and position yourself to get a good young player and a whole bunch of draft picks, and then use those draft picks, which, by the way, are still the gift that keeps on giving for Oklahoma City. Like, if you can use those draft picks and draft well, you can rebuild. I think the Kobe thing is interesting. Like, would Lakers fans have said that like in late 2017, like when it looked like there was like they got LeBron, right? Like they got LeBron. That's what shit turned things around for them.
You live in LA. Kobe Bryant will forever be the Laker that everyone who is a current fan of that team worships and adores.
Yeah.
You know that.
I agree.
You know that it doesn't.
Still, believe me, it's another aside. Like it's remarkable how Kobe fans just haven't connected with LeBron at all. Like a lot of them just have not. It's weird being around them. I mean, LeBron is such a great player, but they look at Kobe and look at LeBron totally differently.
Yes.
No, I don't know. We'll never really agree on this. We'll never really agree on this particular topic.